let's dive into the world of AI-powered creativity. Over to you, Adekunle Adinrewo.
Okay, good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? I see that we still have like low turn up yet. Like still have so many people yet to join the call. So as much as I wouldn't want us to waste any time, and I will just dive right into it. I won't be waiting for anybody. So, like we all know, today the most anticipated day. It is here, and for just for record purpose, I would like you all to pin down whatever question you have along the line. So there's a section for the question and answer. So by then I'll be taking your responses and I'll be answering them. So we move right in. So these are the agenda for today, and I would like us to start at first. I would like to start with about the Create Link, because this whole program, this whole class is organized by a company which is Create Link, and I would like us to know about them as well before we dive into the main course for today. So, who are Create Link? So Create Link is a platform where innovation meets with opportunity. And at Create Link, we are pioneering a tech-driven platform that bridges the gap between skilled tech professionals and the businesses that need their expertise. Our mission is to empower individuals by connecting them with opportunities that match their unique skills, while helping companies access the talents they need to thrive in a competitive landscape. For so Create Link is not just a platform where we bridge the gap between skilled professionals and companies. Now we also train people. We also train people in their skill. Like just this class now that we are holding, it is organized by Create Link just to help and also educate Nigerian youths and African youths at large. So for now, we are into courses, giving out courses online. You guys should stay tuned. There will be more of Create Link, more of classes, more of courses to come. So stay tuned. So having said that, let's dive into today's topic, which is AI mastering AI tools for graphic design. I know some people here might not be a graphic designer or might not be into graphic design. It's fine. It's totally fine. You don't necessarily need to be a graphic designer to attend this class actually. So I have made the course so flexible. I've made the course so flexible in such a way that even if you are not a graphic designer, you can still understand little about this AI and understand how to flow with it, how to go along with it, alongside with it. So for the for your questions, after being penned down, you can also drop them on the group so we can access those questions and um, give answers to them all. So, what is AI? When we say AI we've been hearing about. What is AI? AI is actually artificial intelligence. I believe most of us know about that already, and it refers to the stimulation of human intelligence in machines programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. Well, this is just all plenty English and plenty story. AI is actually here to make our work more effective and much more easier to do. Take for example, now you are a content creator and you need to create content calendars for, if you are working for like three different companies, it will be so tiring and time consuming creating content calendar for the whole three companies. Whereas you can use AI and you can explain what you want exactly to the AI and to create content calendar in seconds. Now it's seconds for the three different companies, so it makes work easier for individuals. And is AI taking our jobs? No, because I've had so many misconceptions about AI taking over the jobs and all of that. That is actually a lie. AI cannot take our jobs. Well, it will only take jobs from those that are not ready to be AI empowered. It's just like technology. When technology all started, it was all seeming like it's going to take over the jobs, the local jobs, normal hand work and all of that. People like, it's going to take over our jobs, it's going to take over the white collar jobs and all of that. But instead, yes, it took over some aspects of works, but instead, it created more job opportunities for individuals. Same as AI. AI now is creating more job opportunities for individuals only if you can tap into it. Only if you can tap into it rightly. Do you understand? And now is the time to start to like tap into it. Although we in Africa, we are always way back when it comes to technology and all, because this AI has started long before now in developed countries, in the Europe and developed countries now. So now in Africa, now in Nigeria, it is time for us to pick up this skill and utilize them. We have job opportunities created by AI, and we have the data annotation where you train AI now AI softwares about a particular what's it called now? A particular job is meant to do. For example, now we have ChatGPT. When ChatGPT all started, before it came to limelight, it went through so many training by different individuals where they had to train the AI, giving it different meaning. That's why AI now can identify a car from an individual, a human being. This is because we have undergone some training by some data annotators now. So these data labelers now they label different data as many as possible. So this is their own work. And we also have data AI trainer. Is quite different from the data annotator or data labeler. Now, that labeling is just labeling, basically. Give you it can be speeches like people talking, then you can label each one, can label the verb out of it, label the noun out of it, label a sentence and all of that. What the sentence means, you can explain, you can give a meaning to it. So the AI understands that okay, this is what I want to be. This is what okay it is meant to be. Same as labeling, for example, now this self-driving cars and all of that. AI, we have annotators that annotate the sign, the traffic lights, humans on the road, and all of those traffic signs. So those are the work of data annotators. So for data trainers, those ones, the AI trainers rather, those ones train AI specifically to do a specific job or to do all purpose job. Just like our ChatGPT, now ChatGPT is actually all purpose AI. It is all purpose in that it can do different works at the same time. It can generate images for you. It can give you content. It can write codes for you for programmers, for developers. It can create logos as well, even if it is not like well refined. Do you understand? It can do so many. That's why it's called all-purpose AI. So today we'll be diving into the AIs for specifically for graphic designers. Although you can all learn from it because now you can make use of it personally to let's say you're a business owner and you don't have money to pay a graphic designer. Well, this is not taking away the graphic designer job because even with the AI's work, you still need a graphic designer to help you refine all of this. So let's dive into this. Now that we know what AI is and all about AI, let's dive into the next part of it, which is the act of prompting. Yes, because now this is actually the biggest part, the pain point. Now this is actually the biggest part of this whole AI and all. This is the biggest part of it because this is where people get it all wrong. They'll be like, it's not giving me what I want. AI is rubbish. It's tiring. It's frustrating. It's not giving me what I want. I asked it to do this. It's doing this. Do you understand? So this prompt now is very, very important. This is the input you give to the AI for to get a desired outcome. So now it depends on your input. Your input is determine what output you get. Right. So let's say, for example, now you are asking me to you want me to wash your clothes for you. You have the dirty clothes and you want me to wash it for you. Then you brought out the clothes, grandma, you dump them on the floor. You're telling me, look at my clothes, look at the clothes. So me looking at the clothes, or you can just jump your clothes and say, see my clothes, see the clothes. It's not telling me to wash the clothes, right? See the clothes is telling me different things. It can mean thousands of things. It can mean I should draw the clothes. It can mean I should pack the clothes. It can mean I should arrange. It can mean so many things. Do you understand? So this is how most of us react with AI. Because you heard that AI is very intelligent and all of that, you just think that it will automatically know what you're thinking. No, it can't automatically know what you're thinking. You still need to give it exactly what you want. That's the act of prompting in AI. So you can't just say, AI, this is my clothes. What should you do to your clothes? What exactly, what task do you want it to perform on your clothes? It can just draw the clothes and give you back the outcome. And be like, this AI is rubbish, it's just giving me rubbish. Do you understand? So these are what we need to understand. So prompting is actually the process of providing AI with a context or a cue that guides its response or actions. Prompting is a very essential skill when it comes to harnessing the power of generative AI. The AI tool we'll be talking about today, they are generative AI because they are used to generate different tons of things now, not writing now, not writing or anything. These are generative AI that generates images, generate high quality images now. Do you understand? So this is what we'll be talking about today. So now that we know what AI is and we know the act of prompting, we know how important it is, and we know that okay, AI prompting is not as it's actually not difficult. It's very very easy, and it is not just you saying that to do this. You have to give it exact what to do. Do you understand? So now, how do we prompt? It takes me to the next point. How do I prompt? So there are six building blocks to a good prompt. Although it's not necessarily you consume all of the six building blocks now. It's not necessarily like you consume it. We have well trained AI tools now that understand to a point. Once you give them some information, they understand the rest. Do you understand? So it's not necessarily you follow everything. So the first one is now the task. This is the first thing you should, if you are going to give AI any prompt, the first thing you should do is what? The task. Tell it what exactly you want it to do. Always start with a clear action, verb, and specify the exact output you are seeking. For example, now I made use of these examples so that we know it's not just about graphic design now. It's not just about generative AI now. It's about any AI entirely, any AI you are prompting. Let's, for example, now in this example, it is you drafting out a cover letter for a job role, a project manager position at Apple. So the first thing you want to do is what? You give it a task, what you want it to do. First thing, draft a cover letter for a project manager position at Apple. You are not done with your prompt though. This is just the beginning of the prompt. Now, once the AI is reading, you understand that okay, what I'm to do is what is to draft a cover letter for the post of what project manager position in what in Apple. Do you understand? But this is not all you do. If you just send this, it might give you a bunch of things that you might not like. So that's why you need to go into context now, which takes us to the next building block now, which is what you can now go further to explain what you want in details now. For example, I can say, I am a junior project manager with a background in software development applying to Apple, which values innovation and details. Now, the AI understand that, okay, you're not just applying for this project manager role, you are a junior project manager, which you have what background knowledge in what software development, and you're applying to a company that values what innovation and details. So you are giving the AI more information to create draft out to craft out the right cover letter for you. So not just that, now you can go further to give it a particular example. Like for example, now here is a job description for the role. Probably you've copied the job description from the job post you saw. You've copied the job description from there, then you just paste it there. So now this AI understand that okay, these are what they are looking for. Do you understand? These are what they are looking for this position. So to draft the cover letter based on who you are and what the company wants. Do you understand now? So this will further tailor the cover letter to the right things you want. So now the next thing is what the personal. So this define who the AI should emulate, such as a coach or a technical expert, to align the tone and style of the output. You want it to know that okay, I want you to act as this, as that. The example is write a cover letter as if you are a confident, innovative project manager, eager to learn from what others. Also, as someone who prioritizes efficiency and creativity. Do you understand? So this is just you further tailoring it to understand who the kind of tone you should use. So, for example, now let's say you want to write a scholarship on paper or whatever, and you are applying to a country like the UK now that they use British English. if you don't specify to, and you're using ChatGPT now, for example, if you don't specify that you want it to be in British English, you want it to sound like a Nigerian now, you want it, you can do that. You can tailor it to that point that I want it to sound like a Nigerian with applying into a UK university. Yes, and this will further tailor it to that. So the next is the format, the kind of way you want the whole cover letter to be. For example, I can say format the cover letter using a modern clean layout with what distinct section for introduction, body, and closing. Do you understand? So now do you understand that okay, this cover letter must have what introduction, must have the body, and must have the closing. No extras. Do you understand now? Now you don't want any extra to it. These are what you want from it. Do you understand? So the next is you can go further to like tell it the kind of tone you want it to give. Now, for example, do you ensure the cover letter has what a professional yet approachable tone, reflecting enthusiasm for the role and respect for the what company. So the AI, whatever the AI wants to write, you understand that okay, this is the tone I should use. You see, when you give AI all of when you answer all of this, when you give all of this building block in a prompt, there is no how the AI will give you rubbish. There's no how the AI will give you what you don't want. It will definitely give you what you want. Do you understand? So the first is task. You give it the right task you want, the context, then go ahead to the exemplars and the persona format tone. Although you don't necessarily need to consume all of these 6 blocks, you can just pick the first three. You can just pick the first three and just make use of it, and it will give you what you want depending on how you want it. So now for we graphic designers, we actually don't need all the six. We actually don't need all the six. Just the three is enough. Any three. But make sure task is there. You are giving it the first thing you should give it is the task. You should always give it the task. Then you always go into context. Those are very, very important. You might necessarily not go through the exemplars. You might just go through the format, then the tone. The tone also is necessary for designers, so you can tell it that okay, I want it to have a golden color or a sunset kind of color to reflect the calmness of the image and all of that. Do you understand? So tone also is very, very important when it comes to generative AI for graphic designers. So now before we dive into the practical aspect of it now, because all what we have been saying since is just the theoretical aspect and all of that. So the we'll be diving into the practical aspect of this. So now these AI tools, we have so many AI tools actually, but for the case of this class, I'll be talking about just three of them here. So if you want more of them and all of that, so we'll know from the comments, your comments on the group. Let me know if you want more than this. But basically, once you understand how to use any of these three or these three, or if you just understand how to use one, you can apply the same style to all generative AI tools. They use basically same foundation. So if you have knowledge of how to go maneuver your way around one, then the rest will be easy for you. So when we talk about ideogram, ideogram AI is an advanced AI powered tool that transforms text prompts into high quality, visually appealing images, catering for catering to various creative needs. And one thing about this ideogram is that it's one thing about this ideogram is that it's how do I put it now? It has a specific what's it called? All of these AI tools actually, not just ideogram, all of them has a credit they give for free. They are free tools, but also they always have the premium part where you subscribe and get higher higher features and all of that. So for ideogram, the credits for ideogram is 10 credits per day. They give you 10 credits per day. For Adobe Firefly, they are very, very stingy set of people. Adobe is very, very stingy. They give 25 credits for a month. So once you finish 25 credits, you have to wait till another month before they can give you for free. Do you understand? But you see, Hugging Face is way different from every other AI tool because Hugging Face is not just a tool. Hugging Face is a community now. It's a community of AI, of machine learning, all in one. So Hugging Face is where developers go to pick APIs for a particular AI to utilize in their website. Let's say, for example, now create link. We want to create our own generative AI tool also on create link platform on our website. They can just go to Hugging Face and just pull out an API, any generative AI tool on Hugging Face, pull out the API. Although it's not free, you pay for it, then you can utilize it, make use of it. So Hugging Face is a community, but I have a way to maneuver that I can still make use of it to generate my own images. Do you understand? Of which I'll be teaching you also today. So one thing about this ideogram is that I use ideogram to create anything actually. Ideogram can be used to create comics, can be used to create 3D images, can be used to create real images now, can be used to create, just think about it, even logo can give, as a designer, it can give you an idea. It will definitely, you can't definitely use the exact thing it's giving you, because most times is they are not, that's one thing about, that's why I said earlier that AI can never take our job actually, because AI cannot give you exactly what you want without refining it. So as a graphic designer, we can refine, at least it will cover 90% of our work like very fast. Then we'll finish the remaining assignments. Do you understand? So this ideogram is very, very useful. And you can decide to create multiple accounts, definitely. Have different Gmail accounts. So you can, once you are done with this 10 credits, you move on to another account, to another. Do you understand? So for Adobe Firefly, same thing, can create multiple accounts for it as well. So we'll be diving into all of this one after the other. But first, let's see the designs I've made with ideogram. I've made these designs with ideogram, an anticipatory flyer, all the identity 2 point that you are seeing there is all made with ideogram. Then I just added one or two touches and all of that. This movie design also was made from ideogram. Just did one or two touches and that's it. Same as this countdown, and same as this mock-up here. This is the mock-up now. So I couldn't get the mock-up idea. That from mock-up inside, went to ideogram and created one myself. And that's it. It actually makes our work much more easier as a graphic designer. So also this football image, Opama, although the ideogram didn't give me the person's image and all of that. I just needed ideogram to give me the concept now, the idea. I just needed to bring out the idea. Ideogram created the whole wings, the whole background and all of that. So I finished the whole work by myself. That's why, as I said earlier, that with all these AI tools, you can do 80% of your work or 90%, depending. Do you understand? And then you just finish the rest. Like this 32 days to go now, it did actually 90% of the work and I finished the rest. Do you understand? So the whole 32, everything was created by ideogram. And this is depends on your prompting. Also, this particular image for a company, the content design, you can also use ideogram for content design. So man, just think of it. That's all you just need to do, is to think of it. So designs made with Hugging Face. I love making comic designs with Hugging Face. I love making comic design with Hugging Face actually, because it gives this right comic look and all of that, this feel. So I've done this now for like I think last year, there about 2 years ago. So this also, Hugging Face can also give you 3D. When we dive into it, you see most of it actually. You see most of it. Then this is for Firefly. One thing I love about Firefly is that I love its illustrations. It gives nice illustration and make it look realistic. Do you understand? I can also get illustration from ideogram, but I prefer it more on Adobe Firefly. So if you know all of these tools, you can know the right tool to use for the right project you want to do. Do you understand? So now let's dive into the main practical work. Let's dive into the main practical work fully. So we'll be starting with ideogram. So I don't know if you have your laptop on. If you have your laptop on, you can just move directly to ideogram. Let's start. So the website is ideogram.ai. I will put these three websites. I'll put it on the group after the whole course, so you can always practice with it and all of that. So one cheat I do, as much as I love things working faster, and I won't call myself a lazy person though, but I love shortcuts. I love doing things fast and of high quality. So instead of me coming here and write, oh, okay, let's just go through the whole ideogram. This is how the interface of ideogram is. This is where you see your credits. Since I have 10 over 10 credits left for today. Once I'm done with this credit, that's all for today. I'll have to wait till 12 a.m. again to do another one. Do you understand? So moving on now. From here, you can just what will you create? You can just start writing your prompting here and all of that, blah blah blah. Then click on generate, and then it gives you something to generate. All of those long process. Another way is that instead of creating prompts, if you're still having issues with creating prompts, you can easily go on ChatGPT. Mm. ChatGPT is still way easy for you to use. You can easily go on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT that, okay, I want to create an image, a 3D image of a robot having human head, then having robot body, then human leg. Give me write a prompt to use for generative AI. ChatGPT can write the prompt for you, and you just copy the prompt directly and paste here directly. Do you understand? And you just click on generate it to create for you. That's one easy way to do things also, instead of writing all of those prompts, right? Another way I do things is that first, if I want to create something, I don't like writing plenty prompts. So I'll search through all of this. If you can see all what people have worked on, people's work and all of that. Do you understand? I can just look at, I know what I want to create from my head. Let's say, for example, now I'm liking this image. Let's say I want to do a countdown design. I love this image, how it is. So I can click on it and copy the prompt. And just copy to this. You can see how the prompt is. It is always starting with what? A task. A 4K image of what? A surreal and captivating masterpiece of an abstract illustration of a keyhole suspended in the, then it went further towards context, start explaining how it should be. Inside the keyhole is a glimpse of what? A brilliant sunlight garden, blah 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 blah. Do you understand? So at the end of it is always having this unlock new words below the text, blah blah blah. Then the overall effect is one, curiosity and wonder. This is the tone now they want for the image. Do you understand that there is what's the task, there's the context here, and along the line they might put the what's it called, the example of personal, or they might not use it. They might just go down to the tone, and this last part is the tone. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, now I want to create a countdown design for a particular company or a program or whatever, and I like this. I want to use this kind of format, so I can just come here and copy the prompt. Come here, Control V to paste it. Then now I can work on it. Let's say instead of the key holder, I want the key holder to be a number 20 or a number 5. I can just look for where the keyhole is. I can just follow it. Masterpiece of an abstract illustration of a keyhole suspended in the center. Instead of this keyhole now, I'll just change the keyhole to of a number. Then the code, let's say 20. See, you should always put the exact. See what I did here now. I quoted the 20 because I want it to give me the exact 20. If I just put number without the code 20, it might paraphrase it into something else. Do you understand? My paraphrase into something. But doing it this way, putting it into quotation, it cannot paraphrase it. It's telling the AI that I want you to use it exactly the way it is. If I put I love you inside the quotation, it will give me exactly that I love you. Just it will not paraphrase it, it will not change it into any form or whatever. Once it is inside that quote, do you get? So then I can now continue suspending the center of starry sky. Instead of the keyhole now, can change all keyhole to what? The number inside of the number, because I used what illustration of a number here. Do you understand? So wherever I see the keyhole, I replace its number. Sky, blah blah blah. The sky is blah 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 blah. All I need to look for is the keyhole. So yeah, I just change the keyhole to what? Number. Radiant, warmth, and color. Do you see? They even went ahead. The tone even started from here. Below the text, I don't need the below the text. I don't need this. So I can just remove it. I don't need it. Intent limited possibility. I don't need the limited possibility. So I can just delete that. The overall tone. So one thing about this ideogram is that we have two types of we have three models of ideogram. You can change model. That's one thing I love about ideogram. Change model. You can either use model 1.0 or 2.0. Don't try this 0.2. I don't know how it looks like. I've not tried it before. Don't just try it. So most times I make use of 1.0. Do you know why? Because 1.0 uses just one credit from my credit, but 2.0 uses two of my credit. Why? Why should you do that? Do you understand? So 2.0 uses two of my credits. I don't want to waste all of the credits to generate because I might not still be happy with the exact thing it's giving me. Do you understand? I can go on fine tuning and fine tuning, fine tuning till I get the one closest to what I need. So instead of the only time I use 2.0 is when I want a color pattern. Let's say for example now I want to design it for a brand and the brand color is green. I can just come here and change it to this jungle color. So whatever it's creating cannot go beyond this color style, this color pattern. Do you understand? Cannot go beyond this color pattern. So that's one thing I love about the 2.0. Unlike in 1.0, if you want a color pattern, you have to write it in the what in the prompt, which is more stressful for me. So if I know that okay, this design does not require any color pattern or anything, I make use of 1.0. But if it requires color pattern, I make use of 2.0. And this is another reason why I love 1.0. In 1.0, you can decide to what give it more kind of fine tuning by telling it that okay, I want it to be a photo real. Do you understand? So you can click on photo, it will be very real. If it's illustration you want, if you click on illustration, it won't give you this photo kind of thing. It will give you illustration to all be in Illustrator. If you want it to be 3D render, it will all be in 3D render. Because now I'm using a number inside, so I'll always pick what typography. So it should always give me a nice typography for this 20. Typography means also fonts. Do you understand? I want it to use a very nice font. I want it to be able to work with fonts and all of that. Do you understand? So it will understand that okay, I can play with what this number 20, giving it different kind of font I want. Do we understand? So you can also move ahead to if it's anime, if it's product, if it's fashion, if it's graffiti, any kind of style you want. For 1.0, that's not a level by 1.0, but you see 2.0, you can only click auto to just give you any one genre. You can pick a genre, you can pick realistic design, 3D anime. It's not much. Do you understand? The list is not much. But I love 1.0 because it's giving me more lists. I have plenty things I can pick from. Do you understand? I can pick different ones. If I want dark fantasy now, make it all dark fantasy, make it cinematic. Do you understand? So all you just need to do is to do what? To click on generate and voila, you wait for it to generate here. Do you understand now? You wait for it to generate. Now, because it is a free account and you're already having more followers, this waiting period now is already getting longer than before. Unlike before, it won't show you this, it will just generate and you move on from there. Do you understand? So while it is still generating, let's move ahead and see some other. You can also what you can always what follow um the person that created this. It has generated for me, and basically, actually, I don't like what it generates. Although they are cool, kind of. So you can pick. It will always generate four different images for you, so you can pick from there. And as a graphic designer, I can just I like this, so I can just decide to what download it. Come to this three button here, go to download. Because I'm using free version, I cannot download for full high quality, so I can always download for the 70% quality. It's still very nice and still clean. I can always fine tune it on my Photoshop and make it better. Do you understand? So this is Adobe. This is ideogram rather. So I can go ahead and fine tune it. So these are all of like the countdown designs you've been seeing. I've created it with this. I used 2.0, so it can give me that color theme. This was the one I used for the countdown 4, and this was one I used for countdown. So the one I used for countdown 1 and 3 is another account entirely. So many designs you can pick from. The mock-up design I created the other that I showed you earlier, I think this was it. It's one of those. It's one of those. So many things you can create comics also from it. So many things you can create with it. You can create images with it, direct images like clean images. No one will know. No one will know it's AI in as much as you are using it rightly. Do you understand? So I think we all understand how to use Adobe now. You can't go private because you are not using paid version. So whatever you are creating is all going online. Everybody can see it. Do you understand? Just like you can see all of their works, all of these people works online. People too will see your work and always what like it and follow it. So there are so many. If you go to Ideogram, just check through, you will see so many designs, so many prompting, so many image creation that you can always work with. You can just pick anyone and copy the prompting and just utilize, just edit it onto, and you've gotten what you want. Do you understand? So you don't necessarily need to start thinking of what to write from the beginning. Do you understand? So, and if you still want to write from the beginning, don't want to use any of this, you can always go to ChatGPT to give you a starter, so you know where to start from. You can just be editing the prompt and all of that. Do you understand? So this is for ideogram. So we have for Adobe Firefly. So let's take it forever to load. I don't know why I'm telling you this faster this time. So for ideogram, this is how it all looks. It's still loading. Same thing. You can do same thing for Adobe Firefly rather. Sorry, I like it's an ideogram. For Adobe Firefly, it's still similar. Still same process with ideogram. You can easily pick whatever style you want and just edit the prompt and just make use of it. Do you understand? I always edit the prompt and make use of it and give you exactly what you want. See, one thing I love about Adobe Firefly is the eye illustration quality. Like it gives very detailed illustrations and all of that. If you're editing for illustration and every other designs too, they are also top notch. They are trying, but the quality of generation Adobe Firefly and ideogram. I still prefer ideogram because this Firefly gives this kind of oil painting effect to your images that are not the radio or illustration. Like real images, it still doesn't look, if you zoom in closely to it, it still doesn't look that view like that. Do you understand? It still gives this oil paint kind of effect to it. So let's say for example we want to, you see it's giving like photo real, like real somebody. Can just decide that okay, you want an African woman, click on that and convert the prompt. A grey-haired grandma sits on the couch knitting sweater. If you want to do this now, if you want to be African, you have to write it. These people are just, well, it's not made by African people, it's made by white. So generally, if you just say grandma or man or woman, it will never give a dark person. It will always give you white. So if you want a dark person, you have to put it there in the prompt that you want a dark person. For example, now grey-haired grandma, African grandma or grandma Africa, an African grandma, grey-haired, or let's start from the beginning, an African grey-haired grandma sits on the couch knitting. So you come to try prompt, and this is Adobe Firefly credit. I have just 16 credits left for this month. It's monthly generated credit. So after this month, that's all. It ends. So I can just go ahead and click on generate. So I'll wait for it to generate. Do you understand? It still gives you the 4 generation. Most of them actually still give you 4. Only if you, yeah, basically they give you 4, but some will, you can request for just 2 or 1 if you want. But then why will you do that? You want more options actually. You see, even after putting African, this thing is still giving me white women. Then you can see it changes to an African woman here, also here, kind of. But this is still not totally African though. Do you understand? So this is just basically showing you how it all works. Yeah. Showing you how Firefly works. Just prompting. If you don't want their prompt, you can just write your own prompt, generate your own prompt directly from here. Do you understand? So, and this also, we can just take this and convert it into what, count down to if you want to. This, instead of the droplet of what I just convert it to the number you want it to. Same thing, always put it on the quotation. So this is for Adobe Firefly. I love this art. So we move into what the Hugging Face. Let's go to Hugging Face. Let's start from the beginning of Hugging Face because this Hugging Face is actually a lot though. It's a lot. In Hugging Face, once you open Hugging Face, this is a bunch of things you see because it is not meant for, it is actually a community, it is meant for developers. So it is not user friendly like that. It's not that user friendly because coming in here, you just a bunch of plenty things that you don't even understand. Everything is just there and you don't even know what is what. Do we get? So once you come into the login phase after creating your account, it will tell you to create account definitely. All of those will tell you to create accounts. Adobe Firefly, ideogram, they want you to create accounts, right? So after creating the accounts, then it will take you to those pages you saw. And now they are saying. So for login phase, you will want to go towards spaces. Every other thing you don't get. If you want to know more about login phase, well, you can start checking all of this one after the other. But me, I've done that already, and this is the only thing I'm interested in, spaces. So spaces is where you see all of those different AI tools, and you can utilize them. You have a bunch of them, like I don't even know how many thousand, see up to 10,000 plus pages for all AI tools. So I don't need all of these plenty ones. So that's why I only come here for my comic kind of design. If I want to do a comic design, I come here, I scroll down to look for, where's my comic factory? Scroll down to look for comic factory. I think people are no longer using comic factory that often. So it has gone down. So we'll move to the next page. Yeah, this is it here. Comic factory. This is what I use mostly for my comic designs and all of that. So one thing about game faces, once you are in space for the comic factory, this is all of them have different what is it called? All of them have different interface. All of those spaces have different interface. So for the AI comic factory, you can see it's already giving this comic kind of feel. This book, this comic book feel. Do you understand the whole layout? You can change the layout though. Always change the layout, the grid here. So it's very good to make it all like this or whichever way you want it. Whichever way you want it. But you can't give it more than four actually. Whichever way you want it. Do you understand? So normally this AI comic factory is to tell comic stories. You can just come and put your story here, put your story here, and then to give you the exact story to just create comic images and story for you. Do you understand? And you can decide to make them bubbles, like those bubbles, those kind of thoughts kind of bubble that used to come out in comic design and all of that. Also, you can put caption, you can enable caption, so it will only show caption in it and all of that. So we'll be trying it now. I have a prompt there already. I don't even know what the prompt is, but then let's just make use of the prompt. Create a comic style countdown image showing 11 days until the launch of a program titled Spiritual Power, blah 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 blah. I created this prompt from ChatGPT directly and I copied and pasted it here because one thing about AI Factory is that you must have your prompt. Is different from Ideogram and Adobe Firefly where you can just pick on a particular image and utilize the image prompt. You can just copy the image prompt and all of that. But for what's it called? For Hugging Face, you can't do that. You have to write your prompt. That's just the difference. You have to write your prompt. So you can also copy those prompts from those ideogram or whatever and bring it here to create a comic effect of it. So let's say we have our prompt already. You can go ahead to give it more style. Let's say you want it African youth. Do you understand? The market is comma African youth. So you can come here now. This is where the style is. You want American 1950 to give you olden days American kind of comic. But if you want, most times I use American modern. So to give me American comic, to give me comic design like normal comic designs, but they will be white actually because they're Americans. Also, you can create 3D render from it. You can create anime also from it just pick any of these Chinese, whether Japanese or this Asian country stuff in you to give you. Do you understand? So let's try this American modern and see how it goes. Click on go, then generating a story. Wait for it to generate. Then to generate all four. One good thing about Hugging Faces, you see this particular comic now. Let's say I want a real comic story. after it generates all of the story for me, because I'll put the right story here with scripts, chapter one, chapter script one, what this person is saying. Do you understand? I'll put the whole story here. Then to generate it for me, I can always come to get PDF. So I download it as PDF, then take to Adobe Illustrator and continue to work on the PDF if I want to. But most times I just need the image alone. And that's what you can see. It will create tons of what images for you. You can always go ahead to edit a particular image prompt by clicking on edit. Then you just work, copy edit the prompt in here, then you click on save. Then it will what create another one for you. Or instead you can just click on redraw. This one I don't understand what it is telling me, what it is showing here. So I can just click on redraw. It will always redraw it as much time as possible. One sweet thing about Hugging Face is it does not have credit. So you can use it free as much as possible. Just keep doing until you're tired of it. Do you understand? So let's say, for example, now I don't want the whole PDF. I just want to download a particular image to use. So this is how I do it. I come to one thing about um, computers and all of that is all this web browser rather. You can always right click and do what? Come to inspect, or you click on F12 on your keyboard. So once you click on effect, you can easily get the direct image that you want. You click on this small icon here. Then if I want to download this image, I click on it. It will bring out the link to the image for me. This is the link here. So I can easily click on the image. It will open into a new browser, then right click and save as image. Do you understand? To get the real quality image out of it. Or you can just right click on this particular image and click on save. But I feel doing it this way will won't give you the high quality image. Like the quality of this image saving it this way will be different from the quality of image you do when you use the inspect function. Inspect function now. So basically you can always what fine tune it more, give it more prompting, edit the prompt, or use it just the way you want. Do you understand? So because I put African and youth here, that's why it's not giving me white people. I didn't put African and youth here, so just give me a bunch of white guys there. Do you understand? So this is one thing about prompting. Always give it what there will always be options, and some AI tool like Leonardo now. Leonardo is more complicated actually, more complicated than all of this. It's very, very expensive and it is of high quality. You must have a very, very strong network to utilize it. So that's for ideogram. Ideogram has a negative prompt to it. Like you can say, okay, I want this my image to be this, that. And you can also add a negative prompt into it. Negative prompt is telling it what you don't want in the image. I don't want the fingers to be disfigured. I don't want the eyeball to be disfigured. I don't want excellent. Do you understand? You can just give it a bunch of things you don't want in your image. That's negative prompt. But all of the others don't have that. That's one thing Leonardo is different. You used to like Leonardo is different from every other AI tools. There are some other AI tools that utilizes the negative prompting and all. So let's change the style to see how it looks. Let's change to 3D render and see how 3D render is. Just click on the style, change it, and click on go. And let's wait for it to generate. I hope you are following though. Hope I'm not just talking plenty things here. I hope you are following me. We have let's keep on the call. Why are they going? What's going on? So you see from here, it gave us 3D image now. Give us 3D images to use because that is the style we chose, right? We chose the style to be what 3D render. You can choose it to be anything. You can click on redraw to redraw it. You can click on edit to edit the prompt and all of that. Yes, it will always refine your prompt. This is my prompt, but then it will feel like I know better than you. And refine your prompt. Just like ideogram also do have um, magic prompting. This is the original prompt here, and this is the magic prompt. Do you understand? It will refine your original prompt. Probably you didn't write it well, you didn't arrange it well. It will help you redefine it properly, so it can give you the right set of images. So we can try so many of it. Japanese. Do you understand? So this is one good thing about Hugging Face. It does not have limits to coin, credit, or coin or anything. Do you understand? It does not have limits to it. You can utilize as much as possible. Do you understand? So let's see what it gives us with this Japanese. I didn't know questions so far. You can always drop your question in the group. Drop your questions in the group so we can access them. Because after this, we'll be going into the question and answer part. As you can see what it is giving to us. Because the South African, so it's giving black people, but giving the what Japanese kind of what style. Do you understand? Giving their own white apparel and all of that. So you can play around with this, play around with every one of it, American 1950s and all of that. So you can just utilize any style you want, any platform you want now. Because now we've talked about three different AI tools, and I hope we've learned from this class, and I hope you've learned how to prompt properly, how to give prompting and all of that. You see this? This is why I don't like this 1950 anime, like the American comic 1950. I don't like that style. It gives me something I don't even know. So you can always turn on you can turn on bubbles if you want, turn on captions if you want to see this is how captions look like, to give all of these boxes and all of that. You turn it off, it will remove it. Turn it on, it will bring it. So it can just tell you what this particular part is talking about, what this particular part is talking about, like that. Do you understand? Just as in comics, how it is. So yeah, that's it. So any questions so far before we move on? Now this is question and answer section, and I'm not seeing any question on the group yet. Is it that we don't have any question so far? No question so far. So this video will be made available on our YouTube channel, so you can always go over it again if in case you want to practice. If you're not practicing now, in case you want to practice later, you can always go over it again to utilize to use those tools in case you've forgotten all we've talked about or whatever. You can always go over it, watch it, and for those that are not available now, you can always go over the YouTube video. You can always go over the recorded video to see how it is and all of that. So, and also, okay, I think someone is typing. Oh, okay, okay. The prompting is so insightful. Yes, prompting. I know prompting has always been the major issue for people, actually. So after this call, we'll be organizing. We're having a 20 days challenge, 20 days AI design challenge. So we want to see how much you've learned from this class now. So from starting from next week now, that's starting from Monday, we'll be starting a 20 days AI design challenge. So you just go through any of those platforms the that we've talked about, the three, the ideogram, the Adobe Firefly, the Hugging Face. You can go into it and just pick do any design with any of those. You can do movie flyer with it and all of that. Do you understand? Just bring out anything you want from it. Bring out anything you want from it, and always post on the group every day. Post your design work on the group every day. Post so we can know that okay, this class is effective. This is a way to know how effective the class is, so we can know how to plan for more classes and all of that. And also, if you have a review, of the class. Probably you don't like how a particular thing is, or you don't like how a particular thing sounded, or you don't like what, or if you can do better with this or that. Just you can always post your review on the group for us to see. Always post your review on the group. Then we pick it from there and make use of it for our next classes we'll be organizing rather. So for the 20 days AI design challenge, the flyer will be dropped on the group. Oh, you want to ask a question? Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. You can go ahead to ask your question. Okay, so while waiting for his question, I would like to show us, I'd like to show us something about the ideogram. I don't know if the network is okay now with it, so I can show you. So you can always create a movie image, actually, a movie flyer poster, movie design poster, whichever it is called, right? So I want to take it to, and one thing about these images is that you can utilize so many, like you can generate so many images and not still use them. That's one thing about it too. So you have to, most of these images I use just one or two about also about it on it rather. Okay, we have a question here. How about you don't have a laptop? Is it possible someone can do all of this AI design with phone? Definitely. Ideogram works on phone perfectly. You can use your phone to generate whatever image you want to generate with it, right? You can use your image to generate whatever image you want to use with it, and you can make use of Canva. You can make use of Canva. Can make use of any design platform, the phone design platform, to design whatever. Do you understand? So definitely you can use your phone. You can use your phone. But for Hugging Face, I don't know how it will look like on phone, but then you can try it also. You can try it on Hugging Face. You can try with your phone rather. So so many, just like I was saying, so many images you generate and you might not utilize. Do you understand? So many of it. Like all of these ageless, but I never used any. But they are all looking dope though. You can use them for music covers and all of that. Generate music cover. You get, if the musician is not having a face or decide not to use his face. Or like this now, you can just utilize this and go to your AI tool and just your design tool and just edit the person's face, right? So all of that. So that's basically all from my end for the class. So whatever questions you have, probably you didn't think of it now, you can always drop it. You can always drop it on the group and I will attend to every one of them. Right. So this few point of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. Right? That AI is not taking your job and AI can be can be your partner in creative designs, right? So thank you all for listening. Do have a wonderful time. Bye for now. Over to you, Dorcas.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for today's session. We enjoyed your presence and we hope you learned something from today's session. Stay tuned on our channel for more updates on Creative Link. Bye and take care.